Is Ethereum mining still profitable? Well, the answer to that question, quite sadly, for the vast majority of people, 99% of people, the answer is a flat no. So unfortunately, Ethereum was the big mineable coin for the graphics card industry, for the most people with a mining rig. As you can see behind me, these types of devices were the best machines on the planet for mining Ethereum. As of 18 months ago, unfortunately, these things have changed, as Bitmain, the company behind the vast majority of ASIC Bitcoin miners, ultimately ended up being able to change the way in which their machines were manufactured and create an ASIC chip for the eTash algorithm in which Ethereum was ran on. So even though Ethereum from its inception was always designed to be ran on machines like this, on the graphics cards machine, there's such a financial incentive that the very clever people at Bitmain ended up creating a chip that just mined Ethereum. So now specialist Ethereum machines exist similar to the specialist Bitcoin machines, and subsequently that's left machines like this not really able to compete with mining Ethereum. Now, on the surface, that seems like a really bad thing for people that own these machines. Well, that's not really the case, because as it stands, we haven't mined Ethereum for the past 2.5 years, because the vast majority of people don't realize that there's loads of other coins out there, much more profitable than Ethereum, even back in the day. If you have top-end GPU mining equipment, Ethereum was rarely ever your go-to. Ethereum was kind of the majority of mined coin for those that had kind of low or mid-level mining equipment. The equipment at the top kind of offered massive advantages that very few people realized at the time. So it didn't really affect us or our clients and the people using the more powerful equipment, but for the average miner, this was a horrible thing for the sector, and something that I personally feel quite strongly about as a real big problem, because obviously the more people that are mining, the better. And it's a shame to see Ethereum kind of fall off a cliff, because the kind of community that was built around it was so strong, and that was why it was one of the most popular coins, and still to this day is the second biggest coin. But ultimately it lost a lot of kind of faith in the community, because it was always meant to be ASIC resistant for this type of equipment, and then it kind of went back on its word. They gave up on it, and effectively that was because they announced that they were moving to a proof of stake system, so kind of didn't really worry too much about the algorithm, and kind of expected to move to proof of stake much faster than they did. As it stands now in the middle of 2020, as I film this, proof of stake still a good long way away, and even when that comes in, it's going to most likely be a hybrid system for the first implementation. So moving to a fully proof of stake system could at this point be years away. So what has happened, which is a really bit of good news, is the Ethereum developers have pretty much agreed at this point that they're going to change the underpinning mining algorithm to move back to graphics card mining, which will make Ethereum hopefully a fantastic coin to mine again. That will also simultaneously make all of these other machines that are specifically built to mine Ethereum completely redundant overnight, and will never be able to mine Ethereum again. So that's some good news for people with this equipment. Obviously not such great news for people that have invested in Ethereum mining equipment specifically, although they are able to milk the advantages of that at the time of filming. So it's a really kind of interesting battle as to what's going on. The reality of it is that do not worry about mining Ethereum right now today. The reality of it is, if you have top-end mining equipment, you're able to mine hundreds of other coins. And as I said, we haven't mined Ethereum for many years now. As much as I love it as a coin, as much as I love it as a project, if I can mine $10 of one coin and only $2 of Ethereum, I'll mine $10 of another coin and then convert that to Ethereum if I so wish to. So ultimately, for all I love it and I want as much as I can, mining it directly as things stand today is not the thing to do, but that does not take away from the advantages that exist in cryptocurrency mining in general. It's just that you're not going to necessarily mine Ethereum specifically with this type of equipment until that program algorithm changes, and then it might be a feeding frenzy and a very profitable time on that coin for us all. I hope this has helped answer your question. If you want any more top tips and advice about cryptocurrency mining and the wider blockchain sector, get in touch with us here at Easy Crypto, and we can't wait to see you in the next video.